Google Ads is obviously super relevant for pretty much every business out there at the moment, but if you are a local service-based business, and I'm talking dentists, doctors, electricians, plumbers, physiotherapists, podiatrists, these, chiropractors, these kinds of people who have, a local practice and they're trying to get people to come to their practice, to book appointments online and come, then Google is essential for you, and I'm going to show you the best way to use it. We're going to use the example of a local physiotherapist in the suburb of Box Hill, Melbourne, and what we're going to have are two different campaigns differentiated by geographic area. So the first one is going to be targeting Box Hill Physio, Physio Box Hill, Book Physiotherapy Box Hill, among other variations. But the idea here is we're taking a super broad geo, and we're capturing anyone who's typing in our specific suburb, as well as what we're offering, Physio and Box Hill. Okay, because we don't care if they're up here on the other side of the state. Maybe they're coming down to the city for business tomorrow. We don't know. But if they're typing in exactly what we offer and where we offer it, we don't really care where they are either. So we're going to get them no matter what. Now, theoretically, you might be thinking to yourself, why am I limiting myself just to the state of Victoria in Australia? You're absolutely right. I could expand this out to the entire country. However, you run into potential issues whereby there might be another suburb with the same name as yours, another sort of dentist or sort of physiotherapist in that suburb. So we try to avoid that by finding a middle ground, which in this case is the entire state. Now the second campaign is going to be a narrow little geographic radius around the suburb that we're in. And the idea is it's just physio near me, book physio, and family physio, among other keywords. We can add as many as we want in there, but they're going to be all sorts of physio booking related keywords, excluding our actual suburb name. Because remember, we've already got our targeting happening for the suburb name for Box Hill Physio from campaign number 1. So campaign number 2 is where we're just getting the really niche, narrow traffic in our local area, and we actually want to be super competitive on that because they're in the local area looking for exactly what we offer. Now, in my experience, the cost per click in campaign 1 is going to be far cheaper than campaign 2. It almost acts like a sort of brand campaign. It's super relevant, particularly if your brand name is, has like Box Hill Physio in it, for example, which a lot of local service-based businesses do have. So this is going to be much cheaper, campaign 1 than campaign 2, but I recommend if you want to be really covering all your bases, to do both. So with a bit of a 2024 update here, hence the change in my hairstyle, let's look at what this kind of campaign structure actually looks like in practice. So this is a dental implants client based in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we have our wider geographic campaign and our local campaign. Let's look at the wider geographic campaign. So here we're targeting 100 miles around the location. I could, as I've already said, I could do 200, 300, 400 miles, but with the budget constraints, that just seems to be a good enough wide radius that it makes sense. And again, you can really decide, but you might as well start with 100 miles. If you're not getting any traffic, go wider and wider and wider. So the keywords all reference Cincinnati or the actual suburb of Cold Spring. So we end up with search terms that all reference Cincinnati, Ohio, or if I keep going, the suburb of Cold Spring. And that's the whole point. That's the strategy I've described. So we end up with this campaign that's getting anyone within 100 miles as long as they've typed in implants and the location. Inversely, we have this other one. This is our local campaign. So this is only 30 miles, so much more narrow here. And we're getting anyone looking for implants with this ad group. So just implants, dental implants, cost of dental implants, blah, 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 blah. Now you'll notice that this other ad group here, local implants, actually has negative keywords applied for near me and nearby. That's just to ensure that there's no overlap between these two ad groups here. So all searches containing near me or nearby or whatever will cause the ads to appear from this ad group. All those that don't contain near me or nearby will cause ads to appear from this other ad group. So that's what it ends up looking like in practice. We've got our two campaigns here. Now you'll notice as well that we actually have conversion tracking for these guys here. It's all been set up properly, where we're tracking three things in particular. We've got the submission of lead forms, clicks on the call button on the website, and calls from ads. Three main conversion actions. I usually would do those three. And you'll notice that we're getting far more for the local campaign than we are for the wide one. So even though people are looking for implants Cincinnati, it's really these hyper-local people that are typing in implants near me or just implants. And we can actually see implants and we can actually see that it's in fact more so implants than implants near me that are leading to most of the conversions. but pretty similar conversion rates. So it's the fact that this has, 3 times more conversions is, or 2.5 times more conversions is more of a function of the fact that it's actually spent that much more money. But that's how it looks like in practice.